Well, this is definitely not my best.
It's really good!
Hello, hello. I hope this lighting is not too bad. We're back in Valencia and today is Monday, so great start of the week. I did my Pilates this morning, had my coffee this morning. I've been missing my coffee machine, no joke, so much. And yesterday we spent the whole day, well, the whole afternoon, building our new bed, as you can see from the mirror. I will show you right now. Our new bed is finally here and all set up. I am so happy about this, and it's so much bigger for us two lying down and not fighting each other. I still don't know how to make a perfect slick back hair. I don't know why, like, I just feel really weird and bare. Anyways, before I go out, I want to talk about my new addition in the wardrobe, this little camera bag from Lemaire. I saw Brittany wear this bag in Paris last year, and after seeing how much it fits in this bag, I was sold. So I was hunting them on Vinted, and eventually I got them with a huge discount. Well, probably because there is a tiny scratch at the front and just some sign of use, as you can see, but you can barely see it. And honestly, it's such a great bag. You can wear it crossbody, you can wear it on the shoulders. It's so good, and I feel like it made a simple look so much more fun. And the jumper is from this Norwegian brand called Fall, Winter, Spring, Summer. It's also the same brand as the trench I was wearing in Hong Kong. Such a nice brand. They do really nice knit. This cut is so nice with the wide sleeves. I've not had a jumper like this, and the length is also perfect. And the jeans is from Levi's. I bought them years ago, so they're probably sold out now. And I'm just gonna put some loafers on instead of these flip-flops. The aftermath is always such a mess. Morning! Let's make some matcha together. I just remember that we bought the little matcha set. Is that how we call it? A matcha set, a camping one, so everything is in the travel friendly size. It's super cute, and I still got the matcha powder from Japan. I bought it last year when we were in Japan, so I'm going to try to make it with a proper frothy milk, because now we have my coffee machine. I thought it would taste even better with it. So first of all, from this little pouch, you have a travel size whisk. It's smaller than the normal size. It's tiny, it's so cute. And from the bigger pouch, it comes with a little pot to store your matcha. So it has this little band to keep it closed, which I think is so clever. And another, like, prevent the matcha to goes everywhere. And then you open it. I've put some in before, but now it's all in this one. So I need to remember to put it in if I'm taking it for traveling and stuff. It's so handy. So you can just pop it back like this, super secure. And it comes with, of course, a matcha bowl, but it's just a standard plastic one, which is enough if you're taking it for like camping and stuff. It's not a fancy ceramic one, of course, but it's useful. And it comes with 2 little board, one with this tiny little stand for this whisk to stand up here when you're making matcha. I imagine this is where you put, like, on the grass, or I don't know, on the little table when you go camping, and this where you put it here. It's honestly so cute. It comes with a little cloth for you to clean. I've not used it yet because I'm using it at home, so I just use the normal towel. And there's another tiny pouch in it, which is a little spoon for you to scoop the matcha up. How cute is that? I'm obsessed. Let's have a look if this looks right. I think it looks good. And now we just need to steam milk. And now, there you go. I have to say this milk is really poor. What is that? This one will have to go to Matt and I'll make another one for myself. Okay, so the one I made myself looks a bit better than the first one, but we need some practicing, definitely. Okay, let's give it a go. I feel like I need to put more matcha in it. It's good, but I definitely need to put more matcha in it. I'm impressed. God, what is this here? I'm impressed. This matcha, I got it from Kyoto, from Uji, which I think is the original matcha is from, and it's definitely worth it. I don't know. I just made myself a cup of tea and I'm ready to sit down with you guys. 2 days ago I put a little question box on my Instagram asking you guys what would you like to know more about me, because I thought it'd be nice for this week's vlog for some get to know me segment, chatting session. I've actually written down a whole page of the questions that you left in the question box. Thank you if you have popped a little question in there. I've written them all down, but I have organized them because quite a lot of the questions are the same. So I have highlighted them and put them down the notebook. So I will read the question now. And so there's life, career and content creation, equipment. A lot of you guys ask about what cameras I'm using, stuff like that. So yeah, first of all, let's start with the life part. Where are you from and where did you grow up? So I'm from Taiwan and I grew up in Taiwan, but I moved to mainland China when I was 16, I want to say. But I do go back to Taiwan every year for Chinese New Year. Until now, I still go home for Chinese New Year, which I'm going soon on Sunday. I'm so excited. And the second question is, what brought you to live in Nottingham for 4 years? Is it where you met Matt? So no, we actually met in China when I was in uni. We met through our mutual friend. Matt was living in another city and he came to visit us, to hang out with us, and that's how we met.
the rest is all history. We decided to move to Nottingham after I graduate. I luckily got the working holiday visa for the UK for about 2.5 years. We decided to extend, so that's how I stayed in Nottingham for 4 years, and also because Matt is from Nottingham, and that is why we picked Nottingham to live. And the third question is, what do you like to nerd about that people don't know much from your socials? Now that is a very interesting question. I think I have a secret nerd in me, this love for all the stationery things. So like pens or like notebook, stuff like that I'm really obsessed with. Even though I'm not studying in schools anymore, I still love these things, and I always go check out these shops when I'm in Asia, in Japan or in Taiwan. So I'm not sure if that is a very interesting answer, but there you go. Next question. What did you study? So I study English, funny thing, because I am using this language now every day, and I was going to... So the plan was to train to be a teacher, but then I realised, nah, it's not really what I wanted to do. So yeah, that's what I study, English. The next question is food routine. Do I have any specific diet? I'd say no. I eat everything, absolutely everything. I just eat what I like, really, especially when I go home to Taiwan. I don't have a limit, really. But I do keep myself fairly active every day. And the next question is, how old are you? So I'm 29, but I'm going to be 30 in February this year. It's a big 3-0 for me. Big year. Now moving on to the career section, and the first question is, how did you get into content creation and how did you start your social media career? There are quite a lot of questions about this topic, and I feel like some of you might want to start doing content creation. I'd say go for it right now. Don't think too much, don't overthink. I started during COVID. I was a COVID social media baby because I was living in Nottingham. My job at the time didn't allow me to go to work, so I was at home every day, and I was allowed to go out for a week. I was allowed to go out for an hour walk every day when it was during lockdown. So I met up with my colleague at the time for coffee. I got myself ready, so I thought, why not take a picture, because on the street there was no one, so we just got into it while having a coffee walk. So that's how I started. I just started it because I loved photography in general, and I love fashion, so it didn't start as planned that it would be my career now. It was just start as a passion, like hobby, nothing really serious. I feel like that is the way of doing it. You have to enjoy what you're doing now for it to become something. So yeah, that's how I started it. And this next question, how did you develop your personal style? And why do you think you dress the way you do? So I feel like it's all about experiment, different things, and I know something that suits me as soon as I step out of the door. If I step out the door and thinking, oh god, I'm not really sure about this, or I feel a bit uncomfortable, I know that's not for me. So slowly I know a bit more about my own style, what is right for me. When I go out, I feel good in it. So I think maybe that is how I find my style, I think. How do you get to travel around the world as much as you do? So traveling is our big passion, and me and Matt now, we are both self-employed, so it's easier to decide where we want, when we want, and where we want to have holiday or like go traveling. But while we are traveling, not every time is holiday. So for the nature of my job, a lot of time I still have to work. Maybe for a lot of freelancers as well, you still have to work wherever or whenever you are. So it's kind of like working 24 hours a lot of time. unless you have to be very strict with yourself, which I'm not. And we started backpacking when we in our early 20s, and we did a lot of crazy trips together. And now I'm super grateful for a lot of opportunities from like brands invite, for press trips, or a lot of experiences I get to do, which is super fun. I think that is how, and we also have a lot of travel bucket lists we both would like to do. Last year we went to India for Matt's bucket list, and that was amazing. And we also did Japan, which was on my list. While we were traveling in these places, we were not always having time off from work, so it's not always every day just traveling, holiday. There are a lot of times when we were just sitting in front of laptops and doing work. I really enjoy this type of lifestyle because every day is a different day. Traveling to different places for different events, for different projects, which I really enjoy doing that. So now I'm still going to London a lot, or to Paris. I've been going to these two places the most in 2024, whereas being in Spain is also a dream. The weather is so nice, and every day is sunny. So yeah, life is good. In the life section that I missed is how are you starting this year, the energies and the mood. I often feel quite weird at the beginning of the year because I feel like everybody is setting goals and everyone is reflecting, making vision boards, etc, and you just get this pressure that you have to have goals, and you have to have new habits, stuff like that. But for me, I'm not very good at setting goals, but I do write them down if it comes to my mind. So it often doesn't happen at the first day of the year. It probably happened in May, it probably happened in, I don't know, even November. I will still write them down on my journal. So I think it's okay to not set goals at the beginning of the year. I don't like to put too much pressure on myself. So just a quick wrapped up for that question is I'd like to start this year with less overthinking and be more selective with who I'm spending time with, and be more present, have fun. So that's just the 3 things I want to say to myself, and hope that answers that question. Okay, so that's moving on to the last question section, which is the content equipment part. I received so many questions about what camera I use, what equipment I use, and I have all my equipment in this little travel box. This is how I keep all of my gear when we travel. As a nomad, you really need a box to secure and not too chunky. This is so useful. It's from a British brand called Antler. I also use Antler suitcases to travel as well. So you open it. It's like this. You have both sections. You can put cables. You can put chargers. So useful. Let's start with this side. So for digital cameras, I recently used this Canon G7X Mark III. I'm sure a lot of you guys will know this camera is so good I originally bought it for vlogging, but I realized the focusing while filming is not very good, so I use this for pictures a lot now. It's also very good quality for pictures. And before I bought this one, I had the Canon M6 Mark II. I believe Canon has discontinued this camera, so unfortunately I don't think it's available brand new anymore. It's super good and also fairly lightweight, but compared to the G7X, this one is still chunkier and heavier. So I use this one a lot less now, just every now and then when I want to make a different change. So that is all my digital camera, and also now the one I'm filming is the Sony Handycam I bought recently. I think it's called A43X or something. I will put the model name in the description box. So moving on to the film camera. Oh, have I got everything here? Oh yes, I do. I have 3 film cameras, and the one I use the most is, of course, my Contax T2. It's such a beautiful camera. I bought this in Vietnam last year. No, now it's the year before. So the year before last year, when we were in Vietnam, I bought this beautiful camera. It's so good, so smooth. The only downside is you cannot zoom in. It's fixed lens, so you kind of have, if you want to like detail shots, you kind of have to get quite close, and sometimes you focus on the different parts. So that's the only thing that I would say if you want something more specific. But if you want something you can zoom in, zoom out, I have this. This is my first ever film camera I bought in Nottingham in that Hopkinson shop in my last vlog. I bought this little guy as my first film camera. It's so good. I haven't used it for a while now. It got a bit rustic. So you can zoom in and out, and it has a built-in flash. It has everything. It's super lightweight, even smaller than Contax. So this is my baby. And the last one, it's a bit of a fun one. It's Olympus. One second, it has its own case. I also bought it in Hopkinson. So it comes with flash. This is Olympus XA2. So the complete camera is like this. You can put this attached to the camera, but if you don't want the flash, you can take it off. How good is that? And the camera is just so tiny, so compact, and you slide this cover out to turn it on. One thing I'd say is a very extreme sensitive shutter. So if you just accidentally touched it, it will just take a picture, and you have to do this, how do you call this? You know, like a lot of disposable camera has, after you take one picture, you have to grind it to the next one. So this is super good, and it's a very quiet camera. So a lot of time, I don't even know if I have taken a picture or not. And also it's fixed lens, but it's super handy for traveling because it's fit in your pocket, so nice. And when you need the flash, you can just take it with you. So yeah, that is all of my camera. Recently, I bought a little light, because in winter when the sunlight is very limited, this is really handy. I bought it from Amazon. You can change to warm light or neutral or cold light. Ooh, it's very bright. So that is also very handy, and with a little clip, you can clip it on your phone. So yeah, there is no secret now. Gatekeeping is not cute. So that is all. I do reels, videos on my iPhone mostly, so that is that. And that is a wrap for this get to know me section. If you have any more questions you'd like to know, please leave a comment down below and I will collect them all and do it in the next vlogs. So yeah, now I'm going to finish my cold tea. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Matt. He had enough. He wants to go home and eat. We got the shot. We're going for Chinese breakfast before we go to Taiwan. Last day. Today we need to pack, and
We are playing some ping pong in the park.
I love that we can still bike in January and not being freezing cold.
Another guy looking for the perfect love. I don't kind of love you only seen in and out. I wasn't waiting for this.
Oh, it's so hot today.
I was thinking that and then you don't, but all of a sudden you're the hero of my story. I celebrate a lot, you know, let's do me glory. I still remember